good to see you. Hello. I see lots of students coming online. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Happy Earth Day, everyone.
Friends, I just want to warn you that since we have such a big meeting, I have not enabled unmuting. I will turn it on when we get to our breakout rooms, but if you want to say hi, you're welcome to say a hello message in the chat while we wait for everyone to join us.
Ooh, what should we do as another sort of icebreaker in the chat? Maybe your favorite creature out or plant or animal out in that is common to you. We'll start with common to you, so maybe within your region, and then we'll do our next question will be around the world. So you cannot say polar bear. You are located in India. But I can say polar bear because there are some near me. Ish.
Nearish.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome. Now, if you would oh, Grishma, it's so good to see you. It's been too long. Hello. If you would like to rename your school so that so I see a system admin as one of our logging ins today. So if you need to rename your school so we know who you are, you just hit the three dots by your picture, and then it'll give you an option to rename. And if you want to rename yourself, then when we call on you, we'll know who to call instead of just system admin. Pavan, it's good to see you. It has been a long time, sir. Welcome, welcome, everyone. We're gonna get started in just a couple minutes. We have lots of people still streaming in. I think they're getting their tech set up. Don't forget to, I guess for the classrooms, they have to come to a common conclusion about their favorite creature.
Or you have to type 30 creatures into the chat. We've got lots of full classes in here. This is so nice to see everyone. Everybody that has their camera on, can we do a wave?
Hello.
Hey, that looks great. Yay. Glad you could hear me. We're so excited. You guys get Earth Day before we get Earth Day. So yes. How's Earth Day for everyone? I hope it's going well.
Wonderful. Let's just one more minute. We have our friends from Costa Rica have logged on. They're going to give a little welcome and give us an overview of some of the amazing work they're doing on this Earth Day. It is a little bit later at night for our side of the world. I just got off a plane, and where I came from, it was 11 at night right now. But now it's only 11:30, but now it's only 9:30. So
it's 11:30 for you.
Okay. I think we're good to go. Well, welcome everyone to this wonderful Earth Day celebration. Woo! It's great to see so many faces joining us from across India and the Asia Pacific region, and our friends as well who are joining us from Costa Rica today. My name is Sarah, and I'm the Executive Director of the Center for Global Education, and we're based here in Edmonton, Alberta. Rebecca, did you want to say a quick hello?
Sure. Hello, everyone. Nice to see some familiar faces. So happy to always see my Indian friends. My name's Rebecca. Of course, I'm also based over here in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, and very excited to reach around the world and connect with you all on the morning of Earth Day. And we're very excited about starting this project again for a second year. So thank you very much for having me. I'll be in the background running some Zooms and running some slideshows.
Amazing. So Earth Day, everyone. You get to celebrate it first for us in our Decarbonize program. You're our first Decarbonize sites to be celebrating today and thinking about our role, our place on this planet. So happy Earth Day to all of you. And today marks the start not of just joining sort of any sort of school program, but you're becoming a part of a movement. The Decarbonize program has been around for almost 20 years now. We're 19 years this year, and we've been bringing students together from around the world to talk about climate and climate leadership and youth empowerment for all that time. And so you're not becoming just part of a normal school program. You are becoming part of a desire, a drive, a passion to work towards one shared, livable, sustainable future. So welcome, Decarbonize Asia Pacific Region, to our 2026 program. Woot woot. So as we gather together today, it's not just like a typical project, right? We are joining together in this global youth initiative that is going to bring together students like you, creators, problem solvers, thinkers, to tackle some of the most urgent challenges of our time. And over the next few months, you won't just learn about climate change, you will investigate real world problems. You will collaborate with students across the region, across schools, and across the world. You will design solutions that are practical, that are innovative, that are scalable, and you'll present your ideas on a national stage. So this is about moving from awareness to action. So it's not just about learning something. We can all, read a book. We could all watch a YouTube video. We can listen to our teachers, which is all important stuff, of course. But this is also about collaborating. It's about listening to each other and thinking about these ideas deeply and richly, and then not just stopping there, but then saying, hey, this is how it impacts me. And this is what I see around me in my community. This is what I see adults talking about. This is what I hear policymakers and government talking about. And I think they're missing a piece of that puzzle. And youth, you in school, on social media, listening to your friends, hearing about the world, the future that you are entering into, are in a perfect place to say, but what about these pieces of the puzzle that are missing? And so in that, we're going to come together and we're going to look at policies and how you can influence policies and the role that children have. And now in Canada, when you call someone a child, that can be something that is hurtful. It can be used as almost a slur. So you can say you're being childish or stop being childlike. But in this project, there's nothing more powerful than being a child, and being a child at any of our schools that are a part of this project. But the power comes from knowing that the future is ahead of you, but also holding adults accountable. And so we're going to come together and we're going to write a paper, and it's going to be so amazing. Last year, the paper that you wrote was so powerful, and it really influenced the way educators thought about youth and the way the policymakers thought about youth. And we're excited to do that again with you. But as we develop these ideas, as we're thinking about your cities, as you're thinking about rural and urban and everything that's coming together, we're hoping that you step forward in that. It can be when you're not just listening and then sending it back to teachers. When you have to think for yourself, it can be nerve-wracking. People are going to read this and you're going to stand on a stage and you're presented, and it can be hard to think about those ideas, but we're here to help you along that way, to champion that, and you have so many supporters that are coming alongside you. So in 2026, this Earth Day, it is your turn to lead, and we are so excited to be on this journey with you. Now, we are not the only ones who are excited to be on this journey with you. We have been sharing this amazing project with our friends at the UN and our friends at IUCN, which is the International Union for the Conservation of Nature. And they're the ones who make policies at the United Nations around biodiversity, so around animals and nature and how we work with nature. And their executive secretary, their highest level of person at the UN around biodiversity, wanted to send you this message today. So we're going to share it with you now.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for your participation in this day event. Today, we celebrate our planet, but also your commitment as young change makers demanding action on climate and biodiversity. We at the Secretariat of the Convention on Biological Diversity want to support your efforts. You know that climate and biodiversity issues are closely linked. Climate change has direct impacts on ecosystems and species that live within them, including us, human beings. Conversely, healthy ecosystems and nature-based solutions are needed to address the impacts of climate change and make societies and economies more resilient. The Kunming-Montreal Global Biodiversity Framework adopted by the Conference of the Parties to the Convention on Biological Diversity in 2022, shows what we need to do to ensure that biodiversity thrives. It emphasizes the role of education and the engagement of youth. As you prepare for the upcoming climate conference, I invite you to keep the role of nature as solution provider in mind, to keep connecting with your peers and sharing your concerns and priorities locally and globally. Thanks to your commitment, the commitment of young people around the globe, fulfilling the vision of life in harmony with nature is possible. Thank you so much.
Amazing. So when we reached out to Astrid, we were like explaining the program, explaining our project, and she was just so excited to bring a message to you. It's a little bit late in Austria, so she wasn't able to join, but she did want to have that powerful message brought to you and to know that everyone is listening. That this isn't when we first started doing this work. It's a little bit of a secret, but when we first started doing this work, we found that many times children were invited into the room for these conversations, sort of like just to say that they were there. Like, we listened to youth, we brought them in, we had pizza and we smiled and we all took a picture. But it's changing. And we have some friends who are going to talk here in a few minutes who have come to the COPs and who've experienced this, that when they get up on the stage, people are really listening and they're asking important questions so that the future ahead of us is shaped by your ideas and your passion. Now, we want to also thank our partners in this. So Decarbonize Asia Pacific this year is made possible through a powerful partnership we have with the Rotary International. And Rotary has a long history of service, bringing communities together to solve real challenges. And now they're partnering with you, the next generation of leaders. And together we are building something ambitious, a network of student innovators, schools and communities connecting across India and across the Asia Pacific region, where young people are leading conversations that matter. From schools and communities all over, you will contribute your ideas, your voices, and your leadership. And this journey will be extraordinary. And it's all going to culminate in the National Summit in Hyderabad. And I know that selected student teams from this very meeting are going to be there and come together with Rebecca and I and a number of our friends with IUCN, with WWF, with UNESCO, to hear what you have to say and to be inspired by what policies you want to see and the changes you want to push. And we're just so excited to both be inspired by and inspire you in this leadership. So this stage will not belong to us. It will belong to you because you are passionate, you are informed, and you are ready to lead. And so we want to invite now some of our friends from Rotary to welcome you to the program and to this project and our partnership. I hope that everyone is in the room, but we're gonna.
Yeah, I think the best way to do this is if you are a Rotary speaker, can you please choose on your Zoom screen the raise hand reaction so that we can find you in our group. If that doesn't work, we may just have to unmute us all until we find them. But if someone here is a Rotary speaker, there should be an option that says react at the bottom of your screen and you can raise hand. They might also be joining a bit later.
All right. That's okay. We've got lots of.
Oh, we see a couple. Okay, let's try this. It should let you unmute now, but let me know if it does not. Yes.
Wonderful.
So Dr. Ram Prasad, I see that you're unmuted. Can you hear us?
Yes. Good morning to you, Rebecca.
Good morning. Good morning. You're welcome to share your message.
Video label. Miss Rebecca, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Can you guys hear me? Yes, okay.
You're good to start speaking. We can hear you.
My dear fellow Rotarians, and friends. Very good evening to somebody, and very good morning to the people from India and Asia. Decarbonization is not a distant idea. It is a present responsibility. Simply put it means cutting down carbon emissions that are driving climate change and threatening our future. We do not have the luxury of delay in taking actions against decarbonization. The question is not whether we act, but how fast we act is more important. As Rotarians, service above self must now include service in our planet. We start small, but we have to think big. Make our meeting greener, reduce waste, support our solar and clean energy, plant and protect trees, not as event, but as our commitment for the future of our generations. More importantly, let us influence others, especially younger generations. When Rotary acts, communities will follow because of the trust and confidence on our Rotary International. Decarbonization is not a sacrifice, it is a leadership. It is innovation. It is a responsibility. If not us, who? If not now, when? Let Rotary lead from the front, decisively, visibly, and together unite for good. Thank you so much, my dear friends. I wish each and every person involved in this decarbonization my hearty congratulations, and let us hope this will be a great challenge and we will overcome this challenge with our each and everybody involving ourselves. Thank you.
Thanks so much. Yay. Our partners at Rotary, we're so excited to invite to celebrate them and their partnership with this project. I can finally see everyone because I stopped sharing. So it's great to see so many amazing faces on the screen. How many of you were involved last year? Like just sort of wave your hands. Woo! I see some of our friends from WCC. So good. Amazing. Well, whether you're new to this project this year or you're returning from last year, I hope you are filled with lots of energy for the amazing work that is ahead. Now, our next we might bring another speaker if they log in. I know that there was interest, so as our speakers log in, again, you can just flag with raising your hands. But in the meantime, I think, Rebecca, that it might be time to reveal our theme for this year. Are you able to? Yeah. So I think I don't know, is drum rolling a thing? It's a thing in Canada that when you do an announcement, you do a drum roll. So we're gonna have to do that. Do you guys know the drum roll? All right, I'm seeing a lot of blank stares and I don't like that. We're gonna do some fun things here now. So what you have to do is put your hands on your desk and then you like slap it like this. So everyone's gonna do a drum roll with me now. So 3, 2, 1, drum roll please. Rebecca, slide. Awesome, I slide. So this year we're gonna be focusing on water management and food security. And I know sometimes when we introduce these topics like, what? That sounds boring. But it is so vitally important. Every drop of water that we waste, every crop affected by changing weather, every community facing drought or flooding, these are not distant problems. They're happening right now in India, in our communities, in our future. India is home to incredible innovation around all of these areas, but it's also facing real challenges. There is water scarcity in some regions, flooding in others, pressure on agriculture systems, growing populations, and of course, changing climates. And so it is vitally important that whether we are talking about education around these issues, whether we're talking about innovation around these issues, AI, if we're talking about, like there is so much that we can approach and advise on from the point of a youth. And we are super excited to help you along this journey, because the solutions will not come from one place. They will not come from one government or one organization. Climate change is so large, and biodiversity loss is so large, and Earth Day is so important, because all of these solutions will come from many minds working together. And you understand this in your communities, in your schools. You already experience this when you're doing small group projects. It is very rarely that one idea comes out of a classroom. It is a multitude of ideas that work together that will make this conversation richer, and is how we're going to address these problems. So your understanding is important, and how you see your community and how you see your peers working with you and your adults in your community working together is the approaches that we'll take to these problems. And so we cannot be limited on how things have always been done, but we're going to change that and showcase your leadership on how you think water should be used and conserved. Explore ideas for sustainable agriculture that you come up with. Connect you to local challenges and global solutions, and design ideas that could truly make a difference together. So as a part of this, we wanted to, Decarbonize, as we're saying, is a part of a global program. It is not just Asia Pacific. It is not just India. It is all over countries, all over the world. Over 80 countries are involved in this project, hundreds and hundreds of schools. And we want to showcase some of that with you today, so that it wasn't just a closed conversations, but that we're thinking locally, and we're thinking globally, and then we're thinking locally again. So I want to invite our friends again. If you are from Costa Rica, and you're going to need to be unmuted, you're going to have to put up your little reaction button that is hands uppy, so we know where to find you. I see a Juan Pablo, and I believe he is not from India. But otherwise, other students, if you're not, have your camera on. I see Lucia. I'm going to ask you guys to unmute. And Stefani. So if you see the ask to unmute button, now's your chance. Can we hear you? Oh, Andy, awesome. Wonderful. Okay. Do you guys want to see if everyone who needs to be unmuted is unmuted by starting?
I actually never asked, do you guys have slides that you wanted to share? No?
I see that we have some local schools in India raising their hands now. I know you want to talk, but we're gonna let our friends in Costa Rica have the floor right now for a minute.
We do have some slides, so I don't know if we
You
are
just have
able to
to-
share them.
Yeah, so just let me know which one of you wants to share the slides, and I will make you a co-host. You just have to ignore all of the notifications that pop up on your screen asking to let people out of the waiting room. So who would like to share the slides? Is it for you, Stephanie?
Hold on, I'm trying. Well, yeah, I could share it.
Yep.
So as they get their slides set up, I know that we're all eager to talk, and we will. We have a whole lot of time where you guys are gonna have, be able to collaborate and introduce yourselves and speak to each other. So don't worry, that is coming.
Okay, you should be able to share them now.
Okay. Um, are you able to see it?
Looks perfect.
Okay, great. So we're gonna present we're gonna present about our country, also some climate challenges that have been happening in Costa Rica, and some action projects we've developed in our high school to act against climate problems. hold on. My friends are telling me that they cannot speak, so maybe I don't know if someone can help them to unmute themselves.
I
So
think that we can now.
okay, okay.
Now- Okay. And well, hello everyone. We are going to talk a little bit about Costa Rica, the Colegio Humanístico Costarricense Campus Nicoya, some of the climate concerns that our country is facing nowadays, and some of the environmental projects our high school has nowadays. Okay. So, first of all, Costa Rica is a country located in Central America. It has 7 provinces, and despite its small size, um, we it has the 6% of the biodiversity in the world. In Costa Rica, nearly 100% of our electricity comes from renewable energies, and more than the 25% of the land is protected by law. Now, I want to highlight a very specific zone of Costa Rica, Nicoya. Nicoya, Guanacaste, it's one of the world's blue zones. People live past the 100s thanks to a lifestyle directly connected to environment. Well, about our high school, created in 2017, the Colegio Humanístico Costarricense Campus Nicoya is located in the Universidad Nacional campus in Nicoya, Guanacaste. It is recognized for its academic excellence and humanistic values its students made during 10th and 11th grade. Here in Colegio Humanístico, we study our role in society through history, humanities, and science. And with that, critical thinking and social responsibility takes part of everyday life in high school and outside of it. Colegio Humanístico also has many environmental projects and a huge participation in national and international events such as Olympiads, conferences, and exchanges.
Okay, now I'm going to talk about some climate concerns that have been happening in Costa Rica. First of all, we have the temperature increase since 1880 to 2017. Basically, what has happened is that the global average temperature has risen from 1 Celsius, and basically it's increasing at a rate of 0.2 per decade. For example, from 1901 to 2010, the global average sea level has also rose and 19 centimeters as the ocean expanded thanks to the increase in temperature and also land ice melting thanks to the warming that has been happening. Now, this means that by the year 2100, an additional rise of 19 to 58 centimeters will occur, this according to Greenpeace. Now we have the lower abundance of ecosystems and their species. Basically, what happens is that biodiversity in Costa Rica will be impacted by climate change in terms of changes in precipitation and temperature. This will affect both the abundance, distribution, and presence of many species and ecosystems located in Costa Rica. What happens is that this will cause a high risk of extinction in species, especially those with factors as low populations or restricted habitat. Also, thanks to limited climate ranges or the locations, low icelands or near some mountains have higher risk of going extinct. Now we have the impact on the water resource availability. So basically, among natural resources in Costa Rica, this one is the most affected by the impacts of climate change, thanks to the excess and scarcity of water. Some of the main impacts of climate change in relation to water resource is the decrease in availability of water or the shortage of it. Basically, this causes a negative impact on multiple sectors. Among one of the most, the one that most stands out is the agricultural sector. Related to this, we have tensions between conservation and agriculture. Since the agriculture sector does not escape these impacts, mainly because there are areas created for coffee production. But this basically creates a tension between also trying to conserve these areas. Another example that also is facing in Costa Rica is the sugarcane, since there could occur a significant yield reduction. And last, we have the loss of productivity in livestock because of the temperature humidity index. Basically, this is a very important concern, since the temperature humidity index indicates productivity losses, especially in places like Guanacaste. Okay, now one of the school's most outstanding projects is the Meliponari, which was installed in 2021 and has been maintained ever since. The Meliponari is a conservation area for Mariola bees, which are distinguished by vein stingles and are of paramount importance for pollination. This space for bees is essential because they are in danger of extinctions due to human actions, such as the use of agrochemicals, deforestation, and burning, which directly affect the survival of these species.
Sorry. Um, this project, now we have eco treats. This project focuses on on producing treat from recycled plastics such as PET and PE, using plastic bags and bottles collected at high school. And this plastic waste generated by students and also teachers is gathered and processed to create a treat. This recycled treat can be transformed into useful items for the school and materials for students. Also, other use is the handmade crafts or even the creative projects. In this way, the project promotes the recycling, reduce pollution, and also and encourage the responsible of everyday materials. And it is important to mention that these are not the only projects at school. As there are others, such as the garden or the composting, and also others like biodegradable bags. And other thing that is important is that all these projects are carried by students, and three of us are in the group that create the Eco Treats project, and this is the part of the action projects.
So that'll be it. If anyone has a question, then we'll be glad to answer them.
Amazing. Are there any questions? Oh, all right. I think our friends at Pallavi International School might have a question. Let's see if I can find them and unmute.
Good morning, ma'am. We are from Pallavi International School, Singapore Township.
Mm-hmm.
So I just saw the school has taken some initiatives to conserve the bees. It is wonderful, definitely. But somehow we know bees sometimes can be dangerous for human beings if they come close to us and all. So I would like to know that what were the system, because this is wonderful thing and the surroundings, the eco environment we are living, we can co-create the same thing. Just what are the protection, if a little exposure to that thing, we it will help us. That is the thing.
All right, Costa Rica, did you hear and understand that question? Um, so they were wondering, how do you keep people safe from the bees? We have a school also in Canada where in grade 11 they earn their beekeeping certificate and then they can work as beekeepers after grade 11. So, and it's similar that they have to make sure that the bees don't get the kids who are running around the school. Costa Rica, does anyone have experience with that?
Okay.
Yeah.
And about your question, this type of bees are the mariolas. Mariolas are stingless bees
Oh,
which doesn't have a sting. So, well, we don't have like a direct affectation by the harm that they can cause, like normal bees can cause because they are stingless. So it is completely safe to treat with them, and it is a very good alternative for some projects such as biodegradable bags, or for the production of honey in the high schools. Thank you so much.
awesome. Thanks so much. And thanks for the question. That was great. All right. We are going to keep moving along because if you have more questions for our team, I would suggest you put them in the chat and then you guys can answer each other in the chat. We are going to keep moving because we want to make sure that you guys have lots of time to present. As you can see in the chat, I've been looking, I've been seeing, giving lots of thumbs up because I know that you're excited to share with each other and we can't wait to get to that part. So first, though, we wanted to go over to, we have friends on this meeting who came with us as a part of the Decarbonize program to COP and to the World Conservation Congress, whether it be last year or the year before that even. And I know that they would like to share a little bit about their experience. So I think Grishma and Pavan are both here for that. But I also saw Saruda, I think I saw her, and there are many people here who have participated in some of our programs before. So I'm not sure. And Kirti's here as well. I see her right now. So if I know that you've been asked to share, so I'm not sure who's first though. Do you know Grishma?
I also have the same question I had for our Costa Rica team. So if you raise your hand, we can unmute you. And then you can just let us know if you have slides that you need to present. I'll have to make you a co-host in order to do that. Any of our presenters. So if you're not one of our presenters, you should definitely not have your hand up right now because it will make things very confusing.
So I've just unmuted Kirti and Grishma, and I'm looking for Pavan. All right, Pavan.
Hello, Sarah. Hello. It's been a long time.
It's been a long
So,
time. Amazing.
without delay, I am Pavan Vijay Kumar. I have the opportunity to present at the COP26, representing Asia and India. So, COP26, as you all know, is the Conference of Parties. It's part of the UNFCCC. Where I had the opportunity to present our youth manifesto. So, in detail about that, but first, COP26 was considered a very crucial moment for us and the nations. They were expected to step up, revise their targets, and act more urgently than they already were, or usually they weren't. And as Youth Voices, that is our team, for once we weren't just as the audience, we were at the table of discussion. Selected for the Decarbonize initiative by the Center of Global Education. Thank you, Sarah. Our team was given the opportunity to be part of the UNFCCC COP26 Blue Zone alongside global leaders and policymakers. Our youth manifesto for COP26 was created with the collaboration of youth from 54 countries. And as youth, I do not mean above 18, I mean below 18. The key asks were net zero targets by mid-century, adapt to protect communities and natural habitats, mobilize at least $100 billion in climate finance per year, and collaboration to deliver results, real results. And as all handoffs go, now it is your time to leverage innovation, technology, and policy to create practical, scalable solutions to mitigate climate change, ones that individuals can adopt and nations can implement. COP26 taught me one powerful lesson. Climate change is not about data and targets, it's about people. Um, Climate change impacts every nation differently, and solutions must reflect that reality. And happy Earth Day to all of you new policymakers. Thank you.
Amazing. Thanks so much, Pavan. It's so wonderful to hear from you, having been having had the experience a few years ago and being able to look back and say, this is what I learned, and this is how I've grown, and this is how I've changed, and this is how I've seen conversations change. I'm so glad you were able to join us today. We don't get to hear about from our alumni enough, I think. Grishma, over to you. Oh, did I ask you to unmute? There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
Hi everyone, I'm Grishma. It's so nice to meet you all. Happy Earth Day. So I had the opportunity to go to COP29, which was just a year ago, and it was a really life-changing experience. And I got to interact with so many different people all around the world. And I think, like Sarah said at the start of the meeting, young people don't often get a voice in the room, or at least that's what we think. But you'll be surprised to realize how much people actually want to listen to you and how much they value your opinion. So at COP29, I had a chance to present the Global Child Manifesto, which was a document that so many different students, just like you and I, worked and we collaborated on it. And we had 4 different agendas on the list that we wanted world leaders to recognize. And a big part of it was climate education and how we don't really get the opportunity to learn about the environment the way we students would be interested, or creating like real life impact, I guess. And I had a really great time, and I think Pavan already told us a lot about how it works and stuff. So I won't say anything else, I guess. So yeah.
Thanks so much. Wonderful. And next we have our friend Kirti joining.
Hi everyone, good morning. Happy Earth Day. My name is Kirti. I'm a grade 12 student at Pallavi International School, Gandipet, and I'm 16 years old right now. And when I was 2 years ago, when I was in grade 10, I had the opportunity to join Education Nature Nexus, which is a program which is a lot like Decarbonize. And let me tell you, it was a life-changing experience. It was a journey that began with attending Zoom meetings just like this one with strangers from across the world. And it ended with bittersweet goodbyes in Colombia with friends that I know will last a lifetime. Being a part of ENN taught me so many things. And I'm going to tell you 3 of them. First of all, it taught me not to underestimate the power of a child with something to say, because that I know is something that people underestimate a lot, but don't do that. Everyone has, any child or adult, any youth with something to say, they're just so powerful, and we need to start appreciating that. It also taught me that when I get an opportunity, I should never let it go, and that change really does begin with you. If I had to just give everyone here one piece of advice, it would be this. Do not look at Decarbonize as just another school project where you're making these presentations and presenting them. It's not just that. It is so much more. This is a real platform that gives you real opportunities to make a difference in the world. So do not take this lightly. And if you're really passionate about this, then work hard. And maybe one day you'll end up at a COP like me, Grishma, and Pavan. I don't want to take too much of your time. I think they covered pretty much everything. So I'll just finish by thanking Sarah, Rebecca, and Annapurna ma'am for all the hard work that you put in every passing year to give all of us these wonderful opportunities, and for the guidance and the inspiration that you are to all of us. I had the privilege of spending a week with them a couple years ago, and it was such a wonderful experience, and I can never forget it. And I can't wait to see all of you at that position one day. Thank you so much.
Oh, amazing. I think it's so important to hear these stories because these are students who are just like you, who maybe thought they couldn't do this, that maybe their voice wasn't important, or that they couldn't stand on a stage and talk in front of all these people, or meet presidents or prime ministers, but they did, and they can, and you can too. And we're so excited to work with you, because maybe it's going to inspire you to take up this role and something that you had never thought before. And so we're really excited. We're going to have one more student to share. So Ruta, if you wanted to share next, and then we are getting closer to our sharing time. Everyone, I know you're ready.
Hello everyone, good morning. First of all, I like to say I'm really glad to be able to share my experience with all of you today. And I'm really thankful to Ms. Annapurnama, Sarah, Rebecca for actually giving me that opportunity to be able to do so. And I'm Sashida PTV. I'm a 14-year-old, and I had the opportunity to attend COP30, which took place in Belém, Brazil last year in 2025, where I represented as the child delegate and a global lead in the Blue Zone. And heads up, Blue Zone is an area where the official negotiations actually take place with important delegates and youth leaders from around the world. I also have some slides ready to show you guys some pictures from the experience as well. So the road to COP30. So before I'd like to go ahead, I want to also talk about this picture here. So this was actually one of the roads that was there when we were heading towards the conference. So when I mean road to COP30, I actually mean the road to COP30 symbolically. So yes, so before the conference, students from around the world like Pavan and Grishma and Katie have already mentioned, all of us came together to create the Global Youth Child Manifesto. And last year, we also conducted a survey with over 3,700 students. And as part of the writing team, all of us came up with 8 key demands because we believe that we are the ones who are going to face the consequences of climate change. So it's very important that you have a voice on what needs to be heard today and tomorrow. And one of the most exciting moments for me was when my quote got published on this manifesto, which was honestly very exciting as it was going to be part of something very global. Next, what do we do at COP30? Was it just really serious discussions, or was that a little bit of fun too? One of my very first experiences was the Extreme Hangout, where we conducted workshops and we wrote letters to children to write letters to their national leaders about climate action as well, where we all got to ask and interact with really inspiring climate activists. And we also had a culture day where all of us who came together at COP last year dressed up about our cultures and shared a little bit about it, which was very fun to honestly listen to everybody there. And next, coming to the Blue Zone. In the Blue Zone, I spoke at the Child and Youth Pavilion representing India, where we spoke about why youth voices must be included in climate decisions. And standing there as someone who I believe was just a child, and I didn't know that even our voice also mattered. Like you heard all of the other speakers just share today, you also matter and you must also be ready to share. And one of the biggest highlights was presenting the Global Youth Manifesto to the global leaders there. And it felt like we were actually being heard, not just talking about something that we all created. So, which was one of the most fun experiences. And aside that, some really fun things that we got to do was collect badges. So to everybody who didn't know, there are multiple pavilions at COP30 in the Blue Zone. And when you attend each of the pavilions, you listen to their speakers, you get a little badge, which we get to keep it on our name tag, which was very fun. Honestly, our main task after presenting our manifesto was going around listening to speakers and getting badges. And even the small things like food cards also were really important, cherished moments for all of us. And to conclude, I'd say that this experience showed me that climate change is a global issue that requires collaboration and that youth voices are more powerful than we think. It also made me realize that no matter what age you are, you can still be part of the global change. Thank you so much.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing those in the slides too. So I hope you guys are all inspired. You can be So you can be Kirti, you can come with us to some of these conferences, but even if you can't, you can contribute. So you can have your quotes, you can have your passion, you can have your words involved in this. And that is the whole point of the manifesto that we'll be writing, that it's your ideas. I talk too much, Rebecca, and your teachers, we all have our chance to speak, but this is going to be your chance to speak. We want to hear your voice. So we're super excited about that. All right, Rebecca, over to you to explain the next step.
Okay. I had my video off to make sure the YouTube stream was going okay, but I feel like you should see my face for this. So what's going to happen is I'm going to open 20 breakout rooms. You get to choose the breakout room you go to. So if you need to type in the chat or message your friends on the side to choose a room, you can do that to go into the same room. We don't have to fill them all, but our goal is to have 5-ish groups in each room. And when you get into your room, you are going to share your presentation or share your thoughts about what actions you would like to take after Earth Day. Now, just to make sure that things don't get too crazy, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the breakout rooms first. And then once those are open, I will turn back on your unmuting and your sharing. Okay, so when I turn on the unmuting and sharing, I just ask that we please remember to keep muted unless you raise your hand and we actually click on you. If you have a question, you are welcome to do that, but wait for us to click on you to ask that question. So choose a breakout room, then we will unmute. Does that make sense to everybody? I think so. Okay. Okay, they should be open now. I'm going to go ahead and turn back on our unmuting and our sharing. So you're welcome to go hop into a breakout room. Oh, and our Decarbonize speakers, our Costa Rica speakers, and our India speakers that just shared. I want you guys to stay in the main room. So Saruda, Kirthi, Juan Pablo, all of those groups, I want you guys to stay here, if that's okay. Okay, changing my settings now. Don't make me regret it, everyone. All right, you should be able to unmute and share in your breakout rooms.
Now, if we see that some people are staying in this room, we might suggest rooms for you to go to. And you can just...
Okay, and I see we have a question here. So Dr. Rajeshwari, you can go ahead. Oh, I think we're getting some feedback.
Two audios on.
Yeah, okay. Is it a question? Is it a question or a presentation? It looks like a presentation. So we're actually going to ask you before you share this, I want you to choose a breakout room first.
I'm starting to put people in rooms. If you need to move out of a room and into a room with your friends, you need to put something in the chat.
A very woman.
Yes, good morning. So boys, I'm going to ask you, can you choose a breakout room first? And then you can share with the rest of the team here because everyone's going to be leaving this room. Let's see if I can find your name and pop you in a breakout room. Oops. Every time you move someone, my thing moves. I'll let you keep popping people in breakout rooms. No, all good.
Hi,
Keep
Sarah.
going.
Hi, Sarah. Hi, Rebecca.
Hello, Annapurna. How are you?
Yes, since the time my flight touched down, I'm online.
I understand. I just got
Great going. Great going. Great going. One of our DGs also spoke. Okay, and I think two more are waiting. I think they're also joining.
Are they
Wonderful.
in the call now?
I am not sure whether they are there or not, but my other team, my Rotary team is there. Oh, thank you, Andy. My Rotary team is there. They've all joined apart from the schools, all the schools.
Perfect.
Yeah. Both the schools joined. Both the schools joined. Mm-hmm.
Just sorry, we're just in the background trying to pop everyone into breakout room. So
Yeah.
if you are still in this
Yeah.
room waiting to share, you need to choose a breakout room at the bottom of your screen, please. I see a few groups that are waiting to share. You just need to go into
Kuncham
a
point,
breakout
kuncham.
room.
Yeah, chalo.
And I think I might have given my note to our friends to stay a little too late, Sarah. I think we lost our decarbonized speakers.
I think Kirti was in a group, like in our class, so. All right, people need to start accepting these assignments.
Okay, so Akshara.
Yeah, I think maybe we can assign them to a specific room.
Yes, they're all assigned.
They're all assigned. Okay,
Yeah,
good.
Yeah. So you should have a notification coming up on your screen to move into a breakout room.
Okay.
So you need
And there is another Pallavi group,
yeah.
Pallavi school here. And the rest are all, I think, are my Rotary team.
Okay, perfect.
And the Costa Rica, they're also there.
Yes.
Yeah, I might be assigning Costa Rica because I am just assigning like crazy.
Yeah. Okay.
I think she's almost through the list.
Yeah.
It just keeps hopping as people accept and
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I do see a few of my Costa Ricas here. Awesome. Okay, as our last few schools get bumped into the room, oh, I see a few of us are here. I thought it might be nice, just because on the YouTube live stream and the recording, we don't get to go into breakout rooms, unfortunately. So I wanted to keep a couple of us here. So I thought it might be nice just to do some question and answers with our few decarbonizers that are left in the room here. So I see I have Costa Rica, I think, is all here. I see Saruda. I think Grishma's here. And Kirti, I think, went into a room. Okay, cool. So I think I'm just going to pick you guys and go around. So maybe I'll start with my Costa Rica team. So my students from Costa Rica, is there anybody in the group here who is applying to go to COP this year?
All of us.
Really? Are you all planning to go for sure?
Yeah. Stephanie are planning to go to COP31 and Randy and Lucia to the biodiversity COP.
Amazing. That's so exciting. Very cool. I love your bee project. I think it sounds really fun. Okay. How are we feeling about it? Are you guys nervous? Are you excited? What are your thoughts?
Excited, but also very nervous, I'll say. Like, just speaking with a lot of people, like, it's interesting, but it also makes me like kind of anxious. I don't know.
Totally. Me too. I should not have this job. I don't like talking to new people.
Yeah, there's this new creation free school.
My internet
I
is
think they also need to
terrible,
be
so
allotted.
I think it is not.
Go ahead. You're good, Randy. Can you hear us? You might be too laggy. Randy, how are you feeling about going to COP this year? He might not be able to. He could type in the chat. Okay, Saruda, do you have advice for students going to COP for the first time? Saruda.
Yes, I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yes. Do you have advice for kids that are going to COP for the first time?
Yes, to anyone who's going to COP for the first time and is interested, I feel like you can be part of everything that you can. So if you're afraid to speak up and if you think that this is such a new experience for me and I'm not really the best fit for it, but if you have the drive and passion for climate change and that you feel that you can make a change as well, that is the first and the most important step that anyone must have in themselves. So just take up the opportunity, speak up, no matter if it's just 2 lines or 3 lines, to speak up, and that is what is gonna lead you to the global platforms as well. And yeah, that's it. That is my advice.
That's a great advice. Every student that comes to COP has this feeling when they first get there, like, oh, I can't share. And it's, you guys will get so much more confident over your time there. I mean, Saruta was a very strong speaker from the get-go, so maybe she's not the best example. Is Grishma here with us?
Yes, hi.
Oh, hi. Do you have advice for students traveling to COP for the first time?
Okay, so when I first went, I was like really, really scared. I didn't know what I was doing, and I had like a bunch of notes prepared, and I did like so much research, and I was like overthinking everything a lot. But once I got there, I think it all just became it all just started to fall into place. Like, don't overthink it, just seize the day, just talk to as many people as you can. And I think some of my best friends right now are people that I have met at COP, and I'm still in touch with them. And I think you make a lot of new friendships, so don't be afraid to put yourself out there and just like talk to new people.
That's a really nice one. We've sometimes too, having Spanish speaking students, having to do a project in English can be tricky, but we try really hard as much as we can to let the Spanish speakers have Spanish time together. So we also try to do that for you guys as well, because no hablo español, but we try. So we try that as well. Okay, that's awesome. And then I have a couple more questions. So maybe Saruta, I'll go to you first. My question for you is, did anything surprise you about your time at the summit or at the conference? Was there anything that was like really different or interesting compared to what you thought it would be?
So I'd say probably that I thought it would be all serious discussion. Like Grishma just mentioned, I had everything prepared. I was like really scared, thinking like, what would happen? Do I have to do this? Do I have to do that? But then after going there, seeing that people from all over the world are there for the same reason that I am, it just felt a little more comfortable thinking that we're all there for the same reason. So that was what made me like a little less scared and way more prepared. And discussing it with people there about the same issues and talking about it was also really different. And I also really did not think that leaders from
You're
around the
listening
world
to,
would
right?
actually be asking
You are listening to.
questions to us as well as listening at the same time. So when we presented at the different pavilions, all we just thought was that we'd just be talking, and probably people, if they wanted to hear, listen to us talk, would just be here listening to us. But then when they started asking us questions, gave us their cards, and they were very interested in our projects. So everybody came around, had lots of discussions with them. So that was something which was very surprising for me. There.
Yeah, that's a great answer. It's that feeling of like real work, like you're actually included in those discussions and those presentations. That's so great. Grishma, what about you?
I think I have a similar kind of experience. I mean, so I remember at the Ecologic Fair where we were all presenting different things that we did. There was this one lady who came, and she spoke to me, and she was so genuinely interested in what we were doing, and she took so many notes, and she gave me her number, and I just felt really happy because people genuinely listened to what I said. And I think that just made me really happy, and it was a magical experience, the entire thing.
That makes me very happy. Okay, I have one last question for you too. I'm going to grill you guys one more time, and then I have a question actually for all of you. So my last question for Grishma and Saruta, I want to know kind of about the impact after you came home. So obviously, you learned a lot, you changed a lot. What would you say is like the biggest change or the biggest impact that you found, or even some small things that are different about the way that you view the world? Maybe we'll go opposite this time. We'll go Grishma first and Saruta second. So how have you changed after coming back from COP?
So one thing was that I definitely became more confident. I think I was able to speak better, and I had like clarity about what I wanted to do. And the whole experience honestly opened a whole new career avenue for me. And yeah, I've been thinking about maybe going into climate policy now, and it's all just really exciting. I think that was like a huge change that happened. But another thing that happened, like with like the tiny things that I think about, is probably being more action driven, because earlier it was all about speaking and worrying, oh my god, the earth is burning down, this and that, and it was all really scary. But I think once I went there, I became more action driven, and I tried to shift to a more sustainable lifestyle here and there, and trying to do the little things that actually do matter a lot. So yeah.
That's awesome. That's so great to hear. I'm so proud of you. How long until you graduate? What grade are you in?
I'm in 12th now. Like, I'm in my last year of high school. I'm just
It's happening. Sarah, we made a climate policy person. That's awesome. Thank you so much. And Saruta, what about you?
Yes, thank you. I'd say like I'd agree to Grishma because the confidence that it gives you after coming back is really, really important for anyone who's there, because I feel like most of us who've gone to COP have a similar experience in terms of, thinking that you're not the only one who's doing something for our earth. And that, even with collaboration, there can be a lot of impact that is being there. And another thing I'd say is that the amount of people who are interested in climate change after I came back, lots of my friends who were not that into climate action before were now really interested, thinking, oh wow, you went to this place, you went to COP, right? Okay, can you tell me about it? Even I want to do something. Are there any projects that you're doing that even I can be a part of? So I feel like you've impacted a lot of people, not just globally but also the close ones around you, and which also makes a huge difference, considering the more people you're with together, the more impact that you can give to everyone around you. So that's what I have to say.
Oh,
Thank you.
that's so well said. That's, yeah, totally true, right? Like, I think going to COP has, I mean, it has a lot of impacts, but it has the impact of you at COP talking to policymakers, talking to adults, and making them take real action. But then it has the impact of when you get home and now you're different, and that spreads in your community and it spreads to your friends. Maybe you yourself start to do more climate actions, go into climate policy. So it's both of those. I think you guys are really, really great examples of what can come out of the program. So thank you very much for sharing. Okay, my next question is for my Costa Rica team. Your school is like an ecological school that students get accepted into. Is that correct? Does it have like a lot of ecological focus, like projects and programs?
Yeah, sure. We have like a lot of environmental projects there, and we do like an exam to access to this institution.
Okay. Oh, so all of you had to do an exam to apply to get into the school.
Yes,
Yeah.
but I don't think that it is like ecological a high school at all. It's just that is like humanism. So part of that is so important for us, the environmental, and also that we have like some projects that oh that that combine the social part, or the people, and the nature, and also like with culture, and it is like so important in our high school, but it's not like ecological or like naturalistic at all. It's just like is so important for the high school, like the mix of all the things.
Yeah,
So,
and
sorry, go ahead.
oh, and you have like a lot of areas to explore. And we, if you like science, we have a lot of STEM areas where you can like develop your skills. And if you are more into like in the environment, we have the environmental projects and a lot of initiatives to start one. It's not only like to stay in the projects that we already have, but we can also create new projects to maintain in well through generations. And if you like music, we have a musical group. Um, and yeah, I think it's very important that because we have like one emphasis that is humanism, but we have a lot of other alternatives where students can explore and develop all of their potential to make a change in the world in different areas, not only ecological, but it is important like to emphasize now due to climate change these actions to protect the environment also.
Totally. And that idea of intersectionality, right? Like you can take an action that supports equal rights that also supports climate action. You can, we have a really cool example of a documentarian that made a documentary about creating music to inspire action in children. So we have that art combined with climate action. I think that's super cool. So in your school, are these classes that you take or are they all extracurricular activities?
Some are extracurricular, but some are part of the program. For example, some of the action projects we make in our high school are part of of this class that we have. Basically, we develop these action projects and we make some research about it. And this basically tries to make not only like a way to help the earth, but also to tell people that there are ways that we can help, not only like in high school, but also to our community, and we can take it to other parts. So also we have extracurricular activities for more on the areas of, for example, STEAM or like maths, and even, for example, we have general chemistry, and we also have calculus and pre-calculus as an extracurricular activity that you can take part of it.
Extracurricular pre-calc, or is that popular?
I don't know. Well, in some of our there are special like high schools that they do have the program and you can take it, and then when you go to like university you can just like put it and they'll like take it already as like pass, I
Like
guess.
you already have the credits.
Yeah, you already have the credit, so you don't have to like do it again. So that is possible. Well, at least in like most of the how do you say this? Like the universities that are not private, like the ones that are
Public.
mainly from the that are from the state, you can do that.
Okay, very cool. Okay, good to know. Every time I hear about your school, I'm so interested in it. It sounds like such a magical place. I hope that wasn't too many questions. I have one more for everyone here, and I think we're getting close to closing our breakout rooms. But my question is, for all of you, I want to know, what was it about either your environmental club or your environmental class? What inspired you to join it? Like, why are you here today? Was it something that happened to you when you were little? Was it a class that you took? Was it a teacher that you had? What was the thing that kind of has inspired you guys to take this action? So I don't know, maybe Lucia, did you want to share first since I haven't heard you yet? No, she doesn't have to. Okay, anyone. All right, Stephanie, Juan Pablo, Saruda, Grishma, who would like to go first?
Well, I think one of the main reasons that I was like interested in in joining to the environmental club, it's that with that you're not only like developing the skill to make community and to make like action to things that sometimes we think are not of out that are of out of our control, but also we can raise our voice, we can make us like more confident, and we can have like a personal growth, not only in the way that we think of like introspection, but we can act to make something for ourselves and for the community. So it is more effective to raise our voice, to make projects, to make alternatives for the climate change, um, to make community, and like going to places where you don't know really what is the context that what that they are facing. Sometimes we are not well, we have like we are like blind at thinking that our problems are just our problems, or
Yeah.
that the other problems aren't my problems. So with the environmental club, we can like open our perspectives and listen to the other people to make them feel more comfortable in a word that it's not that makes or well that closes doors for some communities and some peoples, and that maybe they cannot raise their voice as we can raise our voice. So yeah, I think that's something that I think and about joining to this environmental club, and well, I wanted to share that.
Amazing. I'm so impressed that you're already thinking big like that at your age. That's so awesome to hear. Thank you for sharing. Anyone else have thoughts about why they joined their club or their class, or what inspired their climate action?
For me,
Ooh, we got Randy and Grishma. Let's go Randy first, Grishma second.
okay, sorry. And well, for me, I think that something that is so important for us is that we grow seeing a lot of nature, and it made me feel that we have something to protect, and we have um, something to do to help. And I think one teacher that made me like change a little bit my vision is the teacher friend. And also in the environmental club is like something that not just make me like do I don't want just to do something right now. I think that when we came back, I want to do something more to help with the knowledge that I get.
Yeah, that's awesome. I like that. We always say it's always you want to take action after you're done your work at COP. So I think that's a great answer. Thank you. And Grishma, yours is our final because we do have to close our breakout room. So last piece of inspiration, why did you join?
I think it's actually the opposite for me. I've been living in the city, and it's just like a concrete jungle, and I felt like I wanted to reconnect with nature a little more, and I felt like I had that responsibility to kind of reconnect with the earth, and yeah, it feels like a responsibility to protect this beautiful planet that we are living in, and I think it's something that each one of us just has this innate connection to. So
Totally.
yeah.
And amazing that you have that thought as someone who lives in such a city. That's so awesome to see, because I feel like my connection to nature is what makes me want to do it too. So I love that answer. Okay, I think our friends are popping back in, so I'm just going to resuspend or unmute, but I think we're good. And share options. Okay. I will just give everyone maybe like 30 seconds to pop in as the breakout rooms close. Are they all closed? Yes, they're all closed. Okay, everyone's coming back now. Cool. And we have a little bit of information about what's next before we close the meeting, but I guess I should maybe ask, as everyone's coming in, do we have our other speaker from the Rotary Club here? I guess we should see if they made it into the meeting before we keep going. If we do have the speaker from the Rotary Club, can you please hit the react button and raise your hand so we can see if you are here, or someone could let us know in the chat if the Rotary Club speaker has made it in. I feel like that's no. All right.
Because we have so much to say still, and it's almost that time.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, I did see something just came up here. What is this?
Oh, no, it's okay.
Okay, we're good. Okay. So I am actually going to chat quickly. Let me know if my internet gets a little too laggy. It doesn't love when my video's on, so just give me a heads up. I'm going to let you guys know about what the next steps are, and then Sarah will have a closing message for you all. So now that we've kind of been inspired by your local, your national, and your international youth around the world, it's now time for you guys to start the work. So first off, we have our virtual classroom. So we are hosting our virtual classroom on a website and app called Padlet. I'm also happy to go ahead and pop it into the chat too, but we will send this out to all of your teachers so that they can share it with you to have access. Padlet is a really great website because what it allows you to do is actually upload videos and view videos from each other. You can upload all sorts of things, but the videos are the most fun part. So As you do activities on there, you actually get to see face-to-face other kids that are doing the same thing. And we find that that kind of emotional connection to other youth taking action is usually the most inspirational thing that you can do to help each other out. So we really invite you guys, don't be shy, get on there, do the activity, share your videos, make connections. That's totally what the space is for. As you get on there, you'll notice we have developed 3 activities within that theme of sustainable agriculture. So the first activity is just kind of a fun, you get to say hi, you get to introduce yourself, learn a little bit about each other, just kind of the first steps. And then as we work through, we start to go a little bit deeper and a little bit deeper into that theme and moving into sharing action projects, because the biggest thing about being a decarbonized student or a decarbonized school is that you are taking real action. I always say that decarbonizers do not just talk the talk, but they also walk the walk. So we are going to be working hard to demand action from the adults, but that means that we also have to take those actions in our own schools and in our own lives. Another aspect that's a really great way to connect with our global decision makers is by uploading art. So this can be done at any time. There's a couple sections during the activities where we do have an art option. But if you're someone who loves art, you can send me all of your nature and climate art. I'd love to see every single piece of it. Anything that you think kind of fits that idea of climate change, and it just has to be visual art. So drawings, paintings, clay models, photography, whatever that would be, that art can be uploaded to our website. Now, the cool thing is Sarah and I actually go through all of the submissions for the year, and we print our selected pieces and bring them with us to the UN Climate Conference. So if you are not able to travel to COP like some of the awesome speakers that shared today, that doesn't mean your voice doesn't get shared at COP. So this is one of the ways that you can do it at any age. So we bring art from ages 6 to 18. And I think I have a slide here showing just some of the pieces that were selected from India to be brought to our past COP. So you can see we have some kind of multimedia pieces, some pencil crayon, whatever your medium of choice is, we would love to see those. Okay, now before I pass to Sarah, I actually had one more thing I wanted to remind you guys all of, another upcoming activity that I did not make a slide for some reason, but I also want you guys to listen for instructions on when we're going to be writing our paper, because as some of the speakers shared, you guys actually get to help write that paper. That will make demands for the old people that are making decisions about our planet. So that's going to be the other exciting thing that comes along ahead of our in-person conference when we meet you guys in July. That sounds right. In July. That's it for me. That's kind of our upcoming things. I'm going to pass it back to Sarah to kind of do our final wrap-up message.
And before I give that, we're going to invite Rotarian Pravinder Rao to share a few messages, and then it'll be us. Let's see if I can find Pravinder. Well, I think you might be under a different name. I'm going to unmute a few Rotarians and hope that that is you. You can also raise your hand. All right. Maybe I will start to give my message, and Rebecca, you can watch for our friend from the Rotary. So I just wanted to say quickly, as we close today, let's come back to what matters. Today is Earth Day. It's celebrated around the world, but more than that, it's a reminder. It's a reminder that the planet is not just something that we study in our classrooms. It is something that we all share. It's something we all depend on. It's something that we are all responsible for. Earth Day is not about just awareness. It's about what we choose to do next. That's where our journey together begins. Greta Thunberg, a very well-known young activist, is known for saying that once we start to act, hope is everywhere. So instead of looking for hope, look for action. Then and only then hope will come. Because it's easy to look at the challenges like climate change or water scarcity or food security and feel overwhelmed. To wait and hope that someone else is going to solve them. But this program, Decarbonize, is built on a different belief. It's built that hope is something not that you wait for, but something you create. You create it through your action. So every question you ask, every idea you explore, every solution that you build, that is action. That is creating hope in your school and in your community, in your everyday choices, in your families, in your faith groups. All of that is something powerful. You're making hope visible. And it's not just a feeling, but it's a change that we can see and that we can share. So today, on Earth Day, don't just celebrate this planet, commit to change. Start small, start local, start now. Because this is how change begins. And this is how together we will build a future that's not just sustainable, but full of possibilities. So thank you. Thank you for joining. Thank you for sharing in your breakout groups. Thank you to all of our friends who shared today. Thank you to our partners, Rotary International and EMI, to all of our amazing schools and students, whether you're in Edmonton or Costa Rica or India or anywhere in the Asia Pacific region. We are so excited to come and visit you soon. We will be sharing all of the Padlet information so you can get online, share your thoughts. We want to see your videos. We want you guys talking to each other. We're going to be talking to you. We have lots of university mentors who are so excited to help you make connections and hear what you have to say. And hopefully in June, we will see a lot of you online to write this paper. And we're just thrilled to bring you all together. So thank you, everyone.
Before we leave,
yes,
we have to do our decarbonize cheer.
Oh, we have to do our decarbonize cheer.
Yes. So what I'm going to ask everyone to do is, if you do have a camera, please turn your camera on. The way the cheer works, and I will unmute you guys so that you can unmute and cheer if you want to, so it's going to be exciting. But the way that the cheer works is we say 3, 2, 1, and then everyone goes decarbonize, and you need to put your hands up. That's why we need to have our cameras on. Okay. So I am going to allow to unmute. Okay. It's going to be crazy, but you guys are welcome to unmute for our cheer if you want to unmute. We're going to do a couple of them to make sure we get a good picture. Okay, you can unmute. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Decarbonize! We can do better. Let's do another one. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. Decarbonize! Awesome. I think we got it. That was a really good one. Okay, beautiful.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Have an amazing Earth Day, and we'll see you all soon online.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Go and have your snacks first. Have mixed
Yes, I can let everyone unmute themselves as we say goodbye. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Good to see you. Have a wonderful day.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Earth Day.
Happy Earth Day. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Awesome job, everyone.
Bye.
Hi. Hi. Video.